Hello everybody. Just trying to get this Facebook Live to come up and then we'll get started. There we are. Make sure my sound is turned off. Nope, it says at 100%. Let's go back to the live. All right, hey everybody. I'm Jamie Shahan, owner and creator of Teal Lollipops Wreaths. I make beautifully handcrafted wreaths for the holidays and for seasonal decor. So I've got a real treat for you guys. I'm so happy to be showing you this, what we're about to make. And I'm sorry you can't see me, but I don't have a Mevo. This is my iPhone, and sometimes I just have to go ahead and get it set up in order to get the better picture. And I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb, so hopefully that won't bother anything either. Okay, anyway, so what we're going to be doing today is this is a candy nutcracker, and we're going to be creating a Christmas candy nutcracker wreath with this baby. So what started this whole thing was this ribbon right here. This is Hobby Lobby ribbon, and I knew when I saw this that I wanted to make a Christmas candy ribbon. And so I've searched high and low for pinks and teals, Christmas candy. Haven't quite found everything yet. I found a few pieces at Hobby Lobby and I forgot to bring it up here. It's downstairs, but I haven't found much. So we're just going to go ahead and make what we can. But this is where the idea started. And then I found this little baby afterwards when everything went on sale for 40% off. So this is the where it all started, was this ribbon. I found these little things at Hobby Lobby too. And so I'll be using them on the wreath as well. It comes with purple, but I doubt I'll be using the purple. I'll probably stick to the lime green, the pink, and then the teal blue. And so what we're going to be doing, I'm going to be using this 21-inch deco mesh wreath. It has a stripe of foil in it, and it's pink. I got this at Hobby Lobby for $9.99. It's not their good seasonal mesh. It is their everyday mesh. And so I might end up having to go around the wreath base twice to get good coverage, or 3 times rather, to get good coverage. And then I'm also using these 3 10-inch deco mesh. I got these at Craft Outlet. If you can get yourself a connection with an online vendor, you're probably going to get better deals on your mesh. I could probably have gotten something like this at Craft Outlet for $3.95 instead of paid $9.99. And these were also probably $3.95 each. All right, so let's get started. And then what I'm going to be finishing off with, this is my placement that I got at Hobby Lobby in the spring seasonal, no, this was Easter seasonal decor, and I got it for like 50% off. So that's what I'm going to be finishing off the back of the wreath with. So this is a 15-inch elevated work wreath form. I've got silver. I don't have gold, or I probably would have chosen gold. But it's elevated because you've got a little bit of height from the bottom ring to the top, and it's 15 inches from one side to the next. Okay, so that's it. Let's get started. So I'm going to be doing probably 10-inch poofs. Let me see if I can move this computer back. So you guys, as you're coming in, tell me where you're from. Say hello. Hi, Joanne. Thank you for joining me. You're so awesome. So 21-inch mesh, so find a starting point. It's all not quite even, but that's okay. I don't care to cut it and make it a straight edge. It doesn't matter. It's going to all get crinkled up anywhere. So take it and just start gathering it. And that will be your starting point. Find any place on your wreath form. Hi, Lorraine. Hi, Annette. Y'all, thank you for joining me. Tell me where y'all are from. So I'll put a little twist in it, and then I'm going to take a zip tie, and I'm going to secure it in place on this wreath base. Tell me where you're from and if you are wreath makers or makers of some sort. And I'll flip that over and cut that off later. So as you're starting to make your wreaths, once you made a few, you'll realize you don't have to really measure everything, just kind of get an idea. But since I don't know where you guys are in your crafting journey, I will go ahead and measure it. So these are going to be, so let's just see what they would be like with 10-inch poofs. So that's from 0 to 10. I'm just setting my connection over here, my attachment over here at the 0, and just pulling out to 10. And that's what it's about, the size that it's going to be. And I think that's good. So let's just go with 10, because I'm going to be going around 3 times maybe. So Lorraine from Texas. Awesome, Lorraine. Are you a maker or are you a buyer? And if you're a maker, how long have you been doing it? Hi, Donna. Thank you for joining. I am Jamie Shahan, owner and creator of Teal Lollipops Wreaths on Etsy. My grandbabies call me Lolly, and they call my husband Pops, and that's where my name came from. So you found my Facebook page, and my Etsy shop is called Teal Lollipops Wreaths, and I also have a YouTube channel that's called Teal Lollipops. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, girl, I liked all those things you made on your pumpkin party. Michelle just joined us, y'all. She's from California. And she has a set of girlfriends, I do believe. And they get together and craft. Oh, thank you, Michelle. Yeah, I didn't want to be called Grandma. There's nothing wrong with what any grandbaby calls you. They could call you Pumpkinhead, and Pumpkinhead it is. You know, whatever grandbabies want, grandbabies get. But I wanted something cute. And I heard the name Lolly and Pops, and that's what it was. Lorraine, you've been a maker for about 2 years. Well, I've been a maker for just about a year. Tell me where you sell, Lorraine. Do you have an Etsy shop? All right, so I'm doing 10-inch poofs. And if you are just joining me, we are doing a Candy Nutcracker Christmas wreath. And I knew last year when I saw the pastel Christmas ribbons, and after they were gone, I had wished that I had some. And I knew that this year, if they had them again, and they had the pastel candies and everything in Hobby Lobby, and I didn't do them. But I knew this year that if they had it, I was going to do it. So I got the ribbon, and lo and behold, I could not find any of the pastel candy. I mean, there's candy out there, but it's in reds. Nothing really in pinks and blues. And I wanted candy. I didn't necessarily want cupcakes. So there are a few things in Hobby Lobby. They're kind of expensive. They're about, $6 a piece, $4 a piece. But I'm pretty sure... if I can't find anything, I'll go back and get them. I kind of don't want to pay that much money for them because I don't want to drive up the cost of my wreath. But they're good products, and if it drives up the cost of my wreath, it just drives it up. So you attach with your twist ties, and then just go ahead and pull your poofs. These are called poofs, 10-inch poofs. Go ahead and just separate them and poof them out. So I've got one more on this bottom, and then we'll go to the top row. Now, as I jump from the bottom row to the top row, I am going to, again, secure it with a pipe cleaner, or excuse me, a zip tie. Michelle, you said you had so much fun, but it sounds to me like y'all been getting together for a while. You've had several parties. I would imagine that would be a lot of fun. Get all your girlfriends together. So y'all, I'm going to be starting a blog around the first of the year, and it's called Rookie Wreath Maker. And it's basically going to be tailored to everybody who wants to learn about making wreaths and starting an Etsy shop, and without having to go searching the internet for all the information that you need, I'm going to try to have it in one convenient location. So I'll let y'all know when that comes out. But those are my plans. I'm a little bit challenged technologically, and so setting up a blog is even difficult for me. But I'll get there. I've got all kinds of ideas. I know what I want on there. I've just got to figure out how to do it. "10-inch poofs on the top as well." Ooh, it's sticking to me. So you can tell, now when you get your lighter colored mesh, you can almost always, with lighter colored mesh, see through to your frame. And I can't stand that. Well, I think most wreath makers can't stand that. Some wreath makers put so many accessories on their wreath that it doesn't matter, because it'll all be covered up. But I do put accessories on my wreath, but I don't just go crazy with them. So I need it to be covered with this mesh too. Well, that's wanting to flip under. All right, so I think my edges are starting to roll inward, so I'm going to kind of roll them outward. So because this is light in color and see-through to the base, I will go around a third time. That's where I was going with all that. Sticking to my britches. Britches, isn't that a good southern word? So Christmas and the holidays are upon us, and if you're a wreath maker, oh Lord help us, it is time to have your shops full. And I do not. I'm selling them as fast as I can make them. So the goal, you know, when you first start out, the goal is get 50 items in your shop, and then the bar is moved once you get 50 items. And you think, yay, I've reached 50 items, and then you learn, no, you need to go further. Now I need you to get 100. There are people out there with 200 and 250 items in their shop, and they are rocking and rolling. Something about the algorithm, once you have a bunch of items in your shop, the algorithm says, okay, this girl is serious, or this guy is serious, so let me show their stuff to more people. They're going to be around a while. I'm going to make money off of them, so they put an investment in it. They got, 150, 200 items in their shop. So I'm going to show their stuff more. That's kind of how it works. I know that's just the way I explain it to myself. That's how I remember that. Okay, so I am going to go around a third time. I can see on the camera that you can sort of see to the mat underneath it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go between these two layers, and I probably have enough that I could zigzag it. There, there, there. I think what I'll do is I'll just stay on the top, or I'll go to the bottom, whichever one. Let's just see which one works. Okay, I think I'll go to the bottom. And we're just going to tie it again in the very same places, and we'll stay on the bottom. And I'm just going to keep going around. So if anybody has Etsy shops out there, y'all tell me what the name is. That way anybody who's on here, they might go take a look at your stuff. Or if you sell to family and friends, if that's how you're starting your business, y'all let me know. I'm just curious. Starting conversation. Trying to develop a community. So I'm going to try to stay on top of this lower mesh and below the upper mesh, and that way it'll make it thicker and more coverage. Still 10 inches. It definitely, the 21 inch definitely wants to twist in on you, and you occasionally will have to reposition it to get those edges toward the outside. You don't want it to be all rolled up on itself because you can't fluff it out that way. So everything that I'm doing here in this live, I will be downloading my computer and uploading it to my YouTube channel, Teal Lollipops. Now, if you can't find the YouTube channel, just keep looking. It's definitely Teal Lollipops. It seems to be like there's a third channel out there that's also called Teal Lollipops, and it's mine, but somehow I don't know how I did it, but I did it. Did the same thing with my Facebook page. Ended up with 2 business pages. Well, now I've also ended up with 2 YouTube pages. One of them doesn't have any videos on it. If you find that one, then just keep going by. That's not the right one. You'll want to find either Jamie Shahan or Teal Lollipops. Jamie Shahan is just my personal one, but maybe there's a link from the personal one to the business. I don't know. But you want Teal Lollipops. I wanted to just name my shop Lollipops, but there is a candy store who has acquired and copyrighted all that name. Probably not copyrighted, but they have got dibs on it in the internet world. Hi, Terry. You started setting up your Etsy shop. Awesome. That's a good first step. But I still have more to do. Hopefully this week I'll have it going. Good deal. So, Terry, are you involved in any groups to teach you about the Etsy shop? Or do you already know about the Etsy shop and search engine optimization and all that? Because I did not know a thing about search engine optimization, which in short is called SEO. And I tell this little story every time I get on the internet, y'all. I thought I could just make some pretty things, start me a little Etsy shop, put my product on there. People would miraculously come and find my stuff and buy from me. And I would make a ton of money, and I would turn around and buy some more products, and I would just have a good old time crafting. It's definitely almost become a sickness when I go into a store and I see ribbon. The struggle bus is real. The ribbon hoarding struggle bus is real, y'all. So I thought I could just make some money and reinvest it, but nope. Okay, I'm just going to give myself a little bit of slack here and cut this off. I've gone all the way around. So this is where I started, and I went from the top back down to the bottom. So I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to pull this through to the back side of my wreath base. And I'm just going to throw this over here. So I'm going to push this to the underside. I'm going to flip it over. Uh-oh. Did I not tie it? All right. It didn't tie, so let me retie that. Now, I'm going to stick it through the back. So here it is, and I'm going to tie it up here to this top. And I want it on the top. I'm not going to attach it to the bottom because there's a little bit of airspace there, and I want to cover it in with this coming up. Here we go. Now Now, since I've already got it turned over, I'm going to go ahead and cut off these ties that I've put here. Yeah, there it is. Tighten them down a little bit. Let's see what this is saying here, y'all. Hang on. Ronnie, you just opened your shop today. Awesome. You only have 2 pieces in it, but we're adding this week. Great. So right now is prime time. This is when Facebook or Google to try to get some understanding of it. If you don't understand search engine optimization, your products will never be seen on Etsy. Basically what you're doing is you're programming your product into the Etsy algorithm so that it knows what it is seeing and it compares it to what people are typing in. And if you are not putting in your descriptions what people are typing in, then the computer algorithm does not know how to show people your product. So that's basically what SEO is in a nutshell. So there might be some free YouTube tutorials out there that would teach you a little bit about that. I would highly, highly recommend it. Oh, thank you, Michelle, for posting that. Is that the Teal Lollipops one? Awesome. You have to master search engine optimization in order to be found. Oh. Oy, oy, oy. My computer stopped. There we go. Hi, Amy. Hi, Todd. Amy's my cousin, and Todd is her husband. They both joined. That's awesome. So, you guys, I am making a candy nutcracker Christmas wreath. And I found that nutcracker after I had already chosen this ribbon. The ribbon was the impetus for this design. This ribbon was in Hobby Lobby last year, and I didn't get any. And there was all kinds of candies, and I didn't get it. And when I went back to get it, it was all gone. So the ribbon, some of the ribbon was still there, but the candy stuff was all gone, so I didn't get it. So this year I said, well, there's not any of that candy this year like there was last year. Oh, y'all, my computer is messing up. All right, so I better get going because my computer is totally messing up. All right, so 21-inch deco mesh, 10-inch poofs, started on the bottom, went all the way around, jumped up to the top, went all the way around, and then jumped back down and attached it at the bottom, but placed it in between the 2 layers so that I could get better coverage. Because light colored mesh sometimes shows the base, so you need more. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in our 10-inch mesh. This 10-inch mesh is going to be a woodland ruffle, and I'll show you how to do that. And we are going to tie it on each tie. And I'll show you how to do that too. So here we go. I'm going to move this over to the left a little bit. So I cut this 10-inch mesh at 14 inches long. So you're going to roll one end up. And I have arthritis in my hand, so I'm always telling everybody this. If I can find, there we go. Hang on. So I have a little bit of arthritis. So I start rolling up one end, and I clip it with the clothespin, and then I start rolling up the other. And then once you've got the ends rolled under, then you just start squishing it together, and it creates a ruffle. Now I'm just going to randomly just choose a place to start. I'll start on the bottom. So I've got the 3 colors. I've got the lime green, the fuchsia pink, and the teal blue. So if y'all have any questions about SEO, you guys can, y'all DM me. I'll help you as much as I can. I will help you out. I think we've got a great community of crafters, and if it wasn't for the community of crafters, I wouldn't have a clue what I was doing. So, looks like I'm missing a blue one. All right, we'll keep going. I'll find it in a minute, I'm sure. All right, so start rolling one in. And then start rolling the other. And then scrunch it together. So I haven't quite decided where I'm going to put the Nutcracker and how exactly I'm going to attach him. I'm probably going to staple pipe cleaners to his base and maybe to his back, and then attach him that way. This is going to be really, really pretty, y'all. It's not traditional by any means, but it's going to be so cute. Yeah, Terry, DM me. I will help you out. I'll get you started, and if you get to a place where you can join a business group, heck, I may even start a business group by this time next year, but you don't want to wait that long. You want to go ahead and get in on it for this holiday season. But, you know, when you go to fill out your Etsy listings, the one thing that I will tell you is do not leave any blank left. Do not leave any part of that listing blank. Now, because there's a place for fall, there's a place for Christmas, there's a place for tags. Tags are essential in your listing. So a tag will be what the algorithm of the computer, what you're telling the algorithm of the computer to look for when the customers are looking for your product. So your title and your tag is what helps the algorithm show your stuff to people. Then you need to make sure that you've got all of your profile information filled out. But yeah, girl, you get in touch with me. We can communicate back and forth via email or messenger. It doesn't matter. I'll be happy to help you. There's a lot to learn, and it took me, golly, it took me 7 months to learn it. I guess I was a little stubborn and hard-headed. But not only, you know, do you have search engine optimization on Etsy, but you have search engine optimization on Pinterest and on Facebook. I mean, how many times have you gone to Facebook and said, man, where was that video that I saw that had those cute leopard shoes that I was going to buy? Wonder where that went. Green, pink, green. Yeah. Well, when I've gone back to Facebook to search for a video that I liked and leopard shoes, that's what you type in, leopard shoes. Well, that is a key word. So it's the same concept. So just message me. We'll talk. So I am going to be starting some design groups and some business groups, but I'm just not there yet. Did I mess that up? I guess not. I'm not there yet, but I will be by this time next year. And the reason I will be ready for that this time next year is because I joined a business group. There are lots of business groups out there. So Julie Samaco has Success Circle business group. Deco Exchange has a business group. Hardworking Mom has a business group. Those are the only 3 that I really know about, and I would highly recommend all of them. I'm in Julie Samaco's Success Business Group. I would definitely recommend her. I would recommend myself if I had one, but I don't. I'm sure there are others out there. I just don't know of them. All right, so let's see, what am I missing? I'm missing something. So green, blue, red. I feel like I'm missing one. Hi, Liliana. Thank you for joining. Liliana is also in Julie Samaco's business group with me. Adorable. Y'all go check her out, her site. Liliana, put your stuff here so people can go and check you out. Blue, green, blue, pink. Green, blue, pink. I need pink. I'm getting confused. Hi, Christy. Christy's one of my newest friends. Love her dearly. She's awesome. Thank you for joining. Call your daughter. Tell her what she's missing. I haven't seen her name pop up here. Hi, Lori. Howdy. You must be from Texas. All right, pink, green, blue, pink, green, blue, pink, green. Okay, well then I'm gonna have 2 greens next to each other. Did I miss one somewhere? Must have missed one somewhere. Talking. Green, blue, pink, green. Nope. All right, I guess I'll put, what do I want there? I guess I'll just put a green there because I like the foil. So, there we go. Laurie? She said howdy, but she's not from Texas. She's from Iowa and then Nevada. Well, thank you for joining. All right, so here we go. Now we're going to go with the ribbon. So the ribbon is cut to 12 inches in length and every piece is dovetailed. I've chosen 2 sets of ribbon. I've chosen 2 2.5 inches and 2 1.5 inches. Get them separated here. So I've got this little Christmas tree and this horizontal stripe. So I just lay mine down. I eyeball it and I find the middle piece and I scrunch it together and I twist it to make a V. And then I cup to make bird wings. And then just start putting them in. So did anybody else see that little candy nutcracker? Did anybody else pick that up from Hobby Lobby? Or did anybody else get this ribbon? That'd be awesome to see what other people make. It's really a small crafting world, so people oftentimes will end up with the same product. And to see what they do with it is interesting to me. So 12 inches, dovetailed, find the center, make a V, cup the wings like bird wings, and tie them on. Amy, I got your message today. Did you get mine? What wood sign did she get with that, Ronnie? I would love to see that. Pine wreath with a wood sign. What kind of sign? Does it have these colors? Or is it something totally different? And is it going to be an evergreen base deco mesh, or is it going to be a grapevine? I love grapevine, y'all. I'm starting to get into grapevine. I love the look of a grapevine wreath. I love the look of these deco mesh wreaths too, don't get me wrong. Deco mesh wreaths to me are more along the lines of whimsical. And grapevine wreaths, you can get more elegance with grapevines. Now, you know, you can get elegance with deco mesh too. Don't get me wrong. I'm definitely a deco mesh girl all the way right now. But I can see myself expanding quite a bit. I've made a few grapevine wreaths that turned out awesome. But I don't do I don't do grapevine wreaths live because I torture myself with placement. I torture myself with placement of where all the artificials can go or should go. And so, I mean, I know nothing is ever permanent. If you don't like it, you take it off and you put it somewhere else. But Lord, I think my live would be a couple hours long if I tried to do one right now. I have done them. I did one with the fall red truck, but I had to like pre-place everything where it needed to go and then take it off and then start the camera rolling. I had to have it 100% planned out. So Ronnie, she's doing an evergreen base and the sign was round, black with Christmas lights in that color. Oh yeah, I'd love to see a pic. So you'll notice here that we are ending up with the same ribbon right next to each other on this wreath base. And when it's all said and done, it does not matter one bit that that's the way it ends up. No matter. But by the time you get everything on it, it's not going to be noticeable. So now we're going to go to the top row. I think I'll start right here. So I love evergreen bases, Ronnie. Love them. I bought, so just a little tip for all you crafters out there, all you wreath makers. Evergreen bases are only sold once a year. That's what I've been told. And that's what I learned because I could not find them last year after the season. So evergreen bases are only sold once a year, and you can use them for summer, spring, Easter, Mardi Gras, you name it. You can use evergreen bases all year round. And evergreen bases don't require as much to fill them up because they're so full already with the evergreen pine needles. So if you discover that you like evergreen and you anticipate you're going to want them, get them at the end of the year. Everything's on sale right now for 40% off at Hobby Lobby. And those evergreen bases are awesome. That's what I have. I got them at the end of the year for 75% off. So an evergreen base that is 24 inches around costs like $9.99. And I think I did get some for 50% off. And then lo and behold, I come back later and they've got some for 75% off. So it doesn't hurt. If you've got the room, stock up on it. Love, love, love these colors. Now these are definitely non-traditional. Not everybody's going to want a pink, magenta, and teal wreath on their front door. But you might want it in your little girl's bedroom, on her wall next to her nightstand. You might want to hang it in her window. You might want to put it in your entryway. If you are if you have those colors in your house. I could definitely see this in a little girl's bedroom. That would be incredible. She would love it. Y'all, if you have a business, post your businesses here. Let's see them. So I don't know how I ended up with so much. I must have miscounted all of these rings. I mean, all of these ties. Looks like I've got one in every tie. I don't see any place that I missed. Okay, so there's that. So it definitely needs embellishment. So this little fella, let's make the, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's make the bow next. So for most all of my bows so far, I use a bow dabra. And almost every bow that I make for my wreaths, I do a long tail bow. There's just something about it that I like. And you can always cut those long tails off. I know that it might be a waste of ribbon, but you can always cut those long tails off if you don't want them. I don't start with wire in my bow dabra. It is recommended that you start with wire in your bow dabra. So you would put your wire down through the center, and then you would just tuck it up under your bow dabra. Just like that. And then that way, when you're through, all you do is pull your wire up and tighten up your bow. But I use a zip tie, and I just wait till the end to do it. So I'm going to start with this teal Christmas tree ribbon first, because it is the firmest that I have, and I think it will hold the bow up better. This other ribbon that is adorable is a little bit lighter weight and bends easier. So I'm going to start with this. I'm going to do probably 14-inch tails. So this is the 24 to the 10. So this is not double-sided ribbon. This is single-sided ribbon. This is not a good side, and this is a good side. So you always want the good side to be out, of course. And if the Christmas trees bother you that they'll be upside down, then you'll want to cut off a piece to put in their right side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to show y'all how to do that. So I'm going to have 14-inch tails. So here's the 14-inch mark. But I'm going to need just a little bit extra to hold in the tie. So there's 14. Okay. So I'm going to scrunch this edge up, and I'm going to put this right here on the bottom. So there's my left tail that is right side up. So now I'm going to start on this side. So it's single-sided, so every time you go down, you're going to have to twist your ribbon so where your underside is facing up, and then when you come back over, your right side is facing up. So I'm going to do 5-inch loops. So I'm going to put the center of my bow dabra on the 10-inch mark, and I'm just going to measure over to 5 with my hand. And that's how I do it. So now I'm going to flip that around so that the back side is up. And we're going to come back on this side. I'm going to put my hand at about the 15. I'm just going to pull it a little bit tight right here. And that'll be my 5-inch. I always fold this edge down. And then as it's scrunched there in the center, I'll take it and I'll flip it around. So now you don't necessarily have to measure your bow. That doesn't look quite right. Now that one's a little bit longer. I don't know what I was doing. There we go. That's better. I don't know what I was seeing before. So now you don't necessarily have to measure these other loops. Just make them about the same size as what's underneath them. Twist. Oy, oy, oy. So now I already have this tail, so I don't need this tail. But can you see here now, this tail would have ended up upside down, but I cut a piece off ahead of time and put it in there, so now it's right side up. But you have to leave yourself a little bit of length here. I'm going to cut it a little bit long, and I'm going to dovetail it. You have to leave yourself a little bit of length so that there's something to catch in the knot. And if you dovetail it and these ends are showing, they just look like they're a part of the bow, even though they're not. All right, so the next, I'm going to use this Santa Claus ribbon. It's also going to be 14-inch tails. It is single-sided. I'm also going to do, let's also do a tail where the Santa won't end up upside down. So I want 14-inch tails, so I'm going to 24 to 10, and now I'm going to give it a couple of inches for the gather in the knot. So now there's that tail. Now we're going to start on this side. Twist it so that the bad side is up, the good side is down. And when you flip it over, the good side is up. I'm going to make it about the same distance as the one beneath it, so there's no need to measure. And I will show y'all how to get them equal at the end if you haven't seen me do that before. This ribbon is so adorable, y'all. It truly is. Twist it. I'm going to do 4 ties of each of this. Twist it. Okay, so now this one is done. I don't need this tail because I've already got it. So now I'm going to cut me off some length here, and I'm going to dovetail it. Now if it turns out that I don't like this extra bit of fabric showing, I can always come back in and cut it off. But for now, I'm going to leave it. So we're going to go to the 1.5 inch. So I like this ribbon best, so I'm going to make this the last ribbon that goes in. This was not Christmas ribbon. This was everyday ribbon in Hobby Lobby in the ribbon section. And it is a good linen. A lot of Hobby Lobby ribbon is not good linen ribbon. It's just really thin and not good to work with. But this particular one was. So we're going to do about 14-inch tails. It's single-sided, so I'm going to need to flip it over. I'm going to make it not quite as long as the one beneath it. Twist it. So when I pull this loop up, it comes up about an, I don't know, I'm terrible with measurements, but I would say a 1/2 inch above the top of this bodabra. So just to eyeball that and try to get it somewhere close to that, I'm going to pull this up with my hands, and I'm going to pull it up to about the same distance above that top of that bodabra. I'm going to lay it back down, and that is where the edge of my bow loop is. Now, I know that's probably overkill, but that's just the way I do it. I can't see the measurement underneath these bows, so I just kind of come up with ways to measure it. All right, last but not least. So I'm going to pull these up, and you can tell by pulling these up together, they're almost the same. And we'll even those out here in a bit. Last but not least, and I'm going to do these just a little bit shorter than the one before it. Just my preference. Y'all, I did get myself a new bow maker. So let's see. This comes up to just right about the top of this. So I'm just going to kind of measure it, eyeball it. I did get myself a new bow maker. I got a Pro Bow, and it is a contraption, let me tell you. I'm going to learn how to use it, and I am going to make some tree topper bows. And I think once all said and done, once I learn how to do it, it's going to make making bows easier. Easier than this even. And this is pretty easy compared to hand tying. I can't hand tie a bow worth a darn. My hand gets all cramped up. It's pretty sad. Pretty sad. Okay, so I don't have the wire in there. So here's where what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull all of this ribbon up and away from the bow dabber like that. And I'm going to slide in a zip tie. And this has got the bigger, this zip tie has a fairly large head on it. So I can set it right there, and I'm gonna pull this up and pull it a little bit tight. Now I'm gonna slide this zip tie in and start zipping it down before I ever pull it out of this bow dabber. Okay? So once you get it a little bit snug, pull it out and just, oh man, I missed my, oh, see? That's not good. That's no bueno. Okay, let's start that over. No biggie. Let's, I missed my loop. My tail. So we're going to start that over. Hold these tight. Don't lose them. We're going to put this one back in there. Now we're going to put this on top. Okay. Now we're going to start over. Make sure I get that bottom tail. All right, let's see if I'm going to see if I've got it before I ever even pull it out this time. So I do. I've got it this time. Pull it a little bit tight. Pull it out. Liliana, you got the Pro Bow and you don't know how to use it yet. All right, so hold your loops. Put your loops one on top of the other and hold them down and pull your tails to the bottom. Now do it, same thing on the other side, and pull your tails to the bottom. Yeah, I'm going to learn how to use that thing. I'm going to make some tree topper bows for sure. Now, as I'm holding these firmly in place, I'm going to slide this to the back, the connection, the zip tie connection. And I'm going to slide a chenille stem. I don't like that color. I'm going to slide a chenille stem inside. Or underneath, rather. Which one do I want? I like this one. So I'm just going to push this down. I've got it a little snug. And then slide that underneath there and get it sort of even. Now I'm going to go through here and make sure I don't have any major twists in my ribbon that needs to be undone before I finish tightening it all the way down. That looks pretty good. Sometimes when you go through here right at the gathering, your ribbon will be completely twisted up. And so if you can just kind of untwist it a little bit, it will be helpful. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to even out my bows, my loops. So I'm going to stick my fingers in each of these loops and I'm going to pull. And it just makes them even. If you've got loops that just has a little piece of fabric in there holding it, you've got to be careful how you do that. I'm going to pull. And I just go through each of these loops and do this. I think with the Pro Bow, this step gets eliminated because all of the loops are exactly the way they're supposed to be as far as length goes. Terry, you've got rheumatoid arthritis, and some days it just doesn't work to hand tie. So you use the Easy Bow Maker. I've got an Easy Bow Maker too. My Easy Bow Maker is new. Now I'm going to tighten this thing down as tight as I can get it. My Easy Bow Maker is new, and it is, the two wooden dowels are so close together I can hardly get the ribbon in there. So I haven't quite figured out the Pro Bow yet, or the Easy Bow, but I like it. Okay, so there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just start working these loops, fluffing them and moving them into position. Don't be afraid to pull on them, because sometimes you need to pull on them to get them where you want them. Yeah, where was I? I could have helped out. Amy? I didn't know I had this talent, though, I think, when your girls got married. I think this is a newly acquired talent. But I can sure make some bows now. Okay. So now, I like my bows kind of a layered look, where you can see the bottom loops, and they're kind of staggered. That's just the way I like my bows. If you really wanted this just to be a hodgepodge of loops, and you could just mix it all up, and you do that while you're fluffing it. Okay. So there's my bow. And then I'll come through here and dovetail all of these. So let's get this wreath back. So here's the wreath. And here is my Nutcracker. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. I'll probably put him on the side. Something like this. I do like a long tail bow that hangs below the level of the wreath. Now when you're putting your bows and your accessories on here, you don't want symmetry. You want balance. You don't want symmetry. And unless you're going for symmetry, then you've got to be symmetrical. Like you've got a bow here, a bow here. You've got a nutcracker here, a nutcracker here. Or you've got accessories that, you know, are perfectly symmetrical, but I go for balance. I don't go for symmetry. So this guy is going to be on this side. So visually, it's heavy over here. So you will need a visually heavy accent over here. And he may be up toward the top. So visually, this may need to be down toward the bottom. So we're balanced that way. And then I'm going to take all of these little accessories, and we will start putting them here and there. And I will come back in here. I don't want that there. I'll come back and get all of these where I want them. I'm just going to put them here for now. Let's see, where do I want this? I think I'll switch places here. I think I want this here. So you get the idea. Those are really cute, y'all. Super, super cute. So you're wanting, I'm kind of looking at this upside down. So I'm going to go, we're going for balance. So I'm going to need probably something here. You also want your wreaths to be visually pretty from the side as well as the top. And if you have stairs and people are going to come up to your door, you kind of want your wreath to be visually pretty from the bottom as well. So not only would I put something there, but I might also put something underneath here. You see what I'm saying? And then I've got some shatterproof balls, which I may use. These are just Christmas ornaments. I'm just playing with it right now, y'all. I'm not quite sure exactly what's going to end up where. I don't want to get too many of these things. I'm not going to be using any greenery. I do have some, I really want some candy picks. So if I can locate some candies like what's here in his staff, then that's what I want. So I will be okay with just a few of these ornaments and then finish it off with candy. So that's what I want, and that's what I'm going to go for. That's what I'm going to try to find. I know Hobby Lobby has suckers and stuff like that, and so I'll be going back to get some of those. I'm not going to have a sign. I'm just going to have the nutcracker. I'm going to have the bow. I'm going to have what you see here, and then hopefully I'm going to have lots and lots of candy. And that's it. That's it, you guys. So you guys, if you are liking what you see and you want to see more tutorials like this, you guys give me a thumbs up or a heart, and I will send you a like request so that you will not miss any of the future tutorials. Send me a friend request. I'll send you a like request. If you are interested in purchasing this, then you can go to my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop is called Teal Lollipops Wreaths, and I'll see if I can pull that up real quick without messing anything up. I also have, like we talked about earlier, the YouTube channel. And I will be uploading this tutorial to the YouTube channel as well. I'm almost ready to copy this. Hang on. Oh, crap. Like I said, I'm technologically challenged. I'm over here trying to copy my Etsy shop. I think I might have it now. Oy, oy, oy. Paste. There we go. Okay. All right, there's my Etsy shop, you guys. It's been fun. I love this wreath. I can't wait to show you the finished product. What I'll do... Oh, thank you, Michelle. It's glass ornaments, though. I don't want glass. Can you find some that aren't glass? I'll look at that website and we'll see. Yeah. I forgot where I was going with my train of thought when gumdrops popped up on my screen because... It was a squirrel moment. Yeah, nice. All right, thank you guys for joining me. I appreciate you joining me, and you guys tune in again. We'll do something fun next time. I think I've already got what we're doing next time. Let me show you before we leave. Let me show you what I'm doing. So I'm going to be doing Christmas elves again, and I've got Christmas with my Nomi sign. Cute, cute. And then, y'all, this is all Sam's ribbon here. This is the ribbon that I'm going to be using for Christmas with my Nomies. Let me see if I can turn this over. Going to be so, so adorable. So I'll probably do that one on Wednesday. So you guys, I will send out a notice of when I do another one, and I would love to have you guys join me. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And, hey, who was that was going to hook, DM me? Ronnie? Let me go back through here. Terry? Oh, nice. Okay, I'm looking back through these comments here. You guys, thank you for posting your shops. I think that's awesome. Terry, DM me, honey. We will talk about your Etsy shop and your SEO. Okay, guys, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye.